Hi, back with a little bit more of the calendar. It's mostly just because I wanted to make a video, but I wanted to do something easy. I still haven't done the T4cast for this week. I just feel like talking for an hour. And then I have another idea as well, but that's gonna take a little bit of editing, kind of, and I don't want to deal with that. So I'm just gonna bang out an easy video. And at least I know there's one person that does appreciate these, MPLS, so even if it's just for him, whatever. At least someone's gonna watch it. My other stuff, nobody watches anything anymore. I don't know what's going on with my channel, but... So anyhow, this is obviously where we left off last time, so shlink! Oh yeah, I zoomed in. Saber dart. A small fork-shaped dart with distinctive cuts on its side, the Camino saber dart is a rare weapon used to deliver a deadly toxin. Although highly lethal, saber darts may attract suspicion because they're so unique to the Camino system. A saber dart left behind on Coruscant by bounty hunter Jango Fett leads Obi-Wan Kenobi to Canibo. Why am I saying this wrong? Camino, where he stumbles onto a large clone army. Yep. Next up, Executor. Ooh, that's whose ship is this? It's Tarkin's. Darth Vader's mighty flagship, the Executor, leads the Empire's attack on Hoth, pursues Luke, Han, and Leia to Cloud City, and eventually meets its end during the Battle of Endor. A collision with the Rebel A-Wing starfighter causes the Executor, how do you say that? Am I saying that right? to smash into the Death Star, where it explodes. Next. Ooh, Zam Wessel, a Claudite shapeshifter. Zam Wessel can assume the forms of many other species. Jango Fett hires her to kill Padme Amidala on Coruscant, but Padme eludes her attempts on 2 different occasions. Anakin Skywalker and Obi-Wan Kenobi pursue her across Coruscant and eventually catch up, though Jango Fett shoots her with a Kaminoan saber dart before they get to talk to her. Padme eludes her on 2 different occasions. What? I only know of the one, and even then, she didn't avoid her. The Jedi were just there and sensed it, and those worm things, and were able to save her. Padme didn't do anything for that. Next up, this big fish. Colo clawfish. The serpentine, spine-studded Colo clawfish can lie motionless for hours in the tunnels of Naboo's oceanic floor, waiting to capture its prey with huge pectoral claws. That's goofy sounding. Before attacking, the Colo emits a hydrosonic shriek to disorient its victims, then stuns the victim with its venomous fangs like a snake. Whoops, that's a new sentence. Like a snake, it distends its jaws so wide that it can swallow prey much larger than its own head. If the Colo doesn't render its victim unconscious prior to swallowing, it risks having the consumed creature attempt to chew its way out of the beastly fish's stomach. Chew seems a bit biased, though. What if it's like it ate a ship? Well, a ship's not gonna eat its way out. It's just gonna, like, I don't know, blast its way out. I'm trying to figure out a way to avoid this glare. I don't want to keep holding this thing. To-1B droid. Programmed to diagnose and treat injuries and diseases suffered by millions of species across the galaxy, 2-1B droids are medical wonders. Their modular limbs enable them to use an arsenal of surgical tools and other medical instruments based on their patients' needs. Next up, Mustafar, basically where Vader was born. A tiny volcanic planet in the Outer Rim, Mustafar maintains an erratic orbit between 2 gas giants, making it a rather hellish world of boiling lava, erupting volcanoes, and choking ash. On the upside, the planet is rich in unique and valuable minerals that have long been mined by the Tech Union. Mustafar is best known as the setting for Darth Sidious's plan to destroy the Jedi. I thought it was best known as being essentially Vader's birthplace. I mean, technically, after he killed Mace, that's his birthplace, but like this is where his limbs all got tore up, and that's where they came back and saved them and put that robotic body on him, thus making Vader as we know him. Vibroax. aka Lando, standing right there. The wild boar-like Gamorrean guards in Jabba the Hutt's palace carry intimidating double-bladed vibro axes as their primary weapons. The name of these axes comes from their onboard vibration generators, which improve their cutting ability. The axes are just as deadly without them. However, what? What, the vibrating? What is it? The axes are just as deadly without them. What? Without the vibration generators? I don't know. I almost feel like they meant the Gamorrean guards are just as deadly without their axes or something. That doesn't make sense. I don't know. Finalizer. This is Hux's ship. General Hux and Kylo Ren share their imposing warship Finalizer, constructed in secret in violation of treaties with the New Republic. Almost twice as long as Darth Vader's Star Destroyers from the days of the Empire, it benefits from augmentations made possible by kyber crystals harvested in the unknown regions. If its size isn't enough to frighten the Resistance, its powerful turbo lasers, 2 starfighter wings, legion of stormtroopers, and... whoops, where was I? An attack force numbering 100 craft are sure to intimidate. Ooh, Chewie. Why did they choose Chewie from Solo? I thought this was from Last Jedi. I was like, that's a random one to choose Chewie from. Like, why didn't they choose him from the original trilogy or something? But Solo's kind of around the original trilogy. Technically, it's before it, so... Chewie. After fighting on the side of the Republic during the Clone Wars, Chewbacca is sold into Imperial captivity on Minbin. There, he's rescued and befriended by Han Solo, and later becomes Han's co-pilot aboard the Millennium Falcon. Eope? Renowned for its endurance, the Eope is a stubborn camel-like beast on the twin sun desert planet of Tatooine. This sure-footed quadruped stands 2 meters tall and has pale skin, a flexible snout, and a grumpy temperament. Since their offspring are extremely vulnerable and an easy target for predators, Eopes instinctively travel in herds. Moisture farmers have older Eopes eat excess desert weeds that would otherwise steal valuable moisture from crops. That's smart, actually, when you live on a desert planet and you're trying to be a moisture farmer. That's some weird thought, though. This is all fake. This is a fake world, fake everything. They thought of something like this, even in the fake world. I mean, it did say, though, every single thing in Star Wars has a backstory, and, you know, even in the movies, if there's a character there, they might not flesh them out, like all those characters in the gambling area, whatever that place is called in Last Jedi. All those characters have a fleshed out backstory that you could look up and discover. They might not really be discussed in the movie, but their story's there. Next up, Hellfire Droid. The Intergalactic Banking Clan commissions the construction of the IG-277 Hellfire class droid tank prior to the Clone Wars, and the units see their first combat against Republic troops during the Battle of Geonosis. Known for its treaded hoop-like drive wheels, the Hellfire is an armored missile platform, best used to destroy enemy vehicles. Each of the 2 launchers mounted on a Hellfire droid can hold up to 15 guided missiles. I always thought this was like a vehicle. I didn't realize that this thing was just a droid on its own. I thought like B1s were in there or something. And it's also an IG-277. They got IG-277, IG-88, that's the bounty hunter from Empire. They got IG-86, he's a bounty hunter from maybe also Empire. And then they got the new IG, I don't know what his name is, but the one from Mandalorian. Got a lot of IGs. What does IG stand for? Next up, Snoke's throne room. At the heart of the supremacy, the massive flagship of Supreme Leader Snoke is the Supreme Leader's throne room. Here, Snoke rules over his regime, attended by mute navigators and his elite Praetorian Guard. Both Kylo Ren and General Hux are summoned to the throne room to answer to their master, the First Order. Alright, now that we're on this, actually, though, there's some stuff I could say about this. So, Last Jedi, I've said this a million times. God, this glare is... Hold on, let me zoom out, see if that does anything. Oh, it just focuses right on there, the glare. That's cool. Well, whatever. Last Jedi was trash. I mean, basically, the sequel trilogy was trash in general. It started out awesome. Force Awakens was awesome. And then there was such high hopes for Last Jedi. We thought, at this point, Luke Skywalker's Grandmaster and he's the Last Jedi. And like what I thought might have happened was that he would team up with Rey, and that there would be some kind of battle with him versus Kylo or something. But then Snoke would come along, and since Luke is Kylo's uncle, he would end up helping Kylo out versus Luke, which would then make Kylo see the light, literally, and whatever the word is when you're just meaning like, oh, I see the light. But he, in terms of Star Wars, light and dark is a thing. So in both ways, I figured he'd see the light, and then he would join up with Rey and Luke, and then they would fight together and take down Snoke in like some awesome battle. Now, on one hand, I thought that would suck because Kylo was cool as Kylo. I didn't really want to see him turn to the light side. But that would be a much more awesome storyline than what we actually got. Also, I thought we would have seen a lot of super cool stuff from Luke, as he's Grandmaster and the last one in general, Last Jedi, until Rey. And, no, he hates the Jedi Order the whole time. He gets his lightsaber back and immediately just launches it over his shoulder. He doesn't want to train Rey. He's trying to burn down the that tree that holds the Jedi scrolls. He's supposed to be super awesome at this point in the lore, and he's just worthless. And then the only thing he does that's cool is at the end he makes a Force ghost of himself that looks like what he was to Kylo when he was training Kylo, which is just dumb. Why would he change his appearance? And how does he look so different too when you think about it? Kylo's not much older than those days. It should only be a matter of 5 to 10 years, and Luke went from having short blonde hair to being like a senior citizen. What? But anyways, this movie sucked. And then Rise of Skywalker is much cooler than Last Jedi, but it sucks also only because it's basically trying to fix everything stupid that Rian Johnson did. And so it's just backpedaling the whole time and, reversing dumb crap he did, like making Kylo get his mask fixed because Rian thought it'd be a cool idea to have him destroy it. And, so the whole trilogy, that trilogy at least, sucks. The thing that's cool, though, is I've actually always been a fan of the prequel trilogy because I like Star Wars for lightsabers and force power and all that stuff. And the original trilogy doesn't have, it's slim pickings on lightsaber and force power. The force in the original trilogy is more of the force ghosts rather than usage. So, but anyhow, people always hated on the original trilogy, especially because Jar Jar and all this crap. But now all of a sudden it's like the prequel trilogy's gotten promoted. So it's like cool to say that you like the original prequel trilogy now, because in comparison to the sequel trilogy, it's better. And everyone hates the sequel trilogy. And I'm on board too because, like I said, it sucks, especially Last Jedi. Last Jedi was terrible. It went on a scale of like 1 to 10, figuratively speaking. This is just in comparison to this trilogy alone. I'm not saying in general as a movie, but just in terms of this trilogy, these 3 movies alone, it was like Force Awakens was easily a 10. That was awesome. The day it came out, it was just, I used to be a Star Wars fan and I fell off for like 10 years and I saw that movie and boom, everything came back. I was like, oh yeah, Star Wars is awesome. I started buying the lightsabers, I downloaded games and everything. Got right back into it. So it was like 10, boom, awesome. Then Last Jedi comes out, that's like a 2. Even though the hopes of it were to be like a 13, and it was a 2. And then Rise of Skywalker, that was back up to like a 6, 6.5, So at least it ended off a little stronger, but this movie sucked. Anyhow, super long tangent short, or finished. This is the only scene that's cool in that movie. The only scene. This was awesome, because they kind of teamed up like I thought they would do. And they took out Snoke, and then the battle, they worked together to take out all the Praetorian Guards, and it was cool. And it was almost like there was a chance where it was like, ooh, Kylo's either going to turn good, or he's going to be able to convince Rey to turn to his side. You didn't know. And then it ends off with, nope, they're still on their own paths, and they just go their own ways, and it was like, what? That whole cool battle and team up for nothing?
But back to this now. One thing I thought was really dumb and made no sense is Snoke was going on his huge rant. Hold up. Snoke was going on his huge rant talking about how, you know, he could see everything and he made, you know, all those voices in Kylo's head were because of him, and blah blah blah, and you know, he's acting like he's all supremely super ridiculously all powerful. And then he's even with the lightsaber. Oh, he gets the lightsaber and turns it to his enemy and ignites the blade, can kill and blah blah blah. And it's like, how did he not sense that Kylo was doing it to him though? You know, Mr. over here overhyping himself that he's so awesome, and he couldn't tell that Kylo was gonna kill him. Like, that was dumb. When it happened, at first I thought it was fake. Like, Snoke sensed it and was like, gotcha. I made a force around me. Because, you know, he makes that face like, oh, I got hurt. But I thought it was like fake just to entertain Kylo and then something cool would happen. Nope. He legit killed him. There was even, you know, like fan theories that he wasn't actually dead and maybe we'd see him again in Rise of Skywalker, which would have made sense. Nope. So he legit, in canon, was killed in that scene by Kylo, even though he somehow supposedly could see everything and knew what his every move was and blah blah blah. Like, you kind of screwed up on the writing there. You know, I don't know. It's like the one cool part of the movie they still screwed up. That's what I'm trying to get at. Anyhow, that was the 2 weeks. We're on this day now, hitting up May. We're getting close to current. I'm probably just going to bang right through this. Even when I catch up to, I don't know, say it's in August, I finally catch up. I'm just going to keep going. So we'll be in August. I'll be doing September and blah, blah, blah until the end of the year. I also have a 2019 calendar that I might start. Depends on how long it takes me to get through this one. Maybe this one will last me to the end of this year, and then I'll end up just getting next year's and start over with that. But I do have 2019s. I won't do the whole thing. There is a reason for that. I'm only going to go up to about June 1st if I do that one. There's a reason for that. So there is that. But hey, it's more pictures, more information. They are different. I cross-referenced them. They are different. So, and obviously this one could have even more updated stuff as this movie came out, Rise of Skywalker. So anyways, there's a lot of rambling here, so that's it. Until next time, as you already know, I said see ya.